Welcome to the June 1st edition of the Rotary Club of Tyler, Texas. You have found the right place. Rotary has core values of friendship, leadership, integrity, diversity, and service. I'm going to be asking you to get out your cell phones, take a selfie, take a picture, let people know where you are. Let them know of your pleasure in belonging to the biggest Rotary Club in Northeast Texas. And we'll get back together in just a second.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I'll post that to Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, whatever it is that you use, but put your phone into quiet mode, airplane mode, turn it off, whatever. I would like to say thank you to Vicki Conway for being our piano player that started leading off with all Pamela Walters is going to be making her way forward in order to help us with the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. And then following that, Reverend David Jones will continue with the invocation and the introductions. Let us stand.
If you'll join me in facing the flag, we'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say can you see my good arms by was so proudly hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose flash stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bursting in air came through the night, that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, ma'am.
Join me as we pray together, please. Lord God, we thank you so much for the privilege of being here, being a part of this club, and having the opportunity to share in our community to make it a better place. I pray that you help us to live up to the four-way test in everything that we say and think and do. And so that as we share the Rotarian motto and share the Rotarian message, that it makes sense to other people why service is a great way to live. It is a blessing to be in America, and we pray blessings upon our nation as you look out and care for all of our men and women who are in harm's way, protecting our nation, the police and first responders as they're protecting our individuals, both in local communities as well as across the nation. We just strive to be a better place for better people, to accomplish the opportunities of life that has to offer today. So help us to be a good club that works for that. We thank you for loving us and for caring for us. And we ask all these blessings in the blessed name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. And thank you, and be seated, please. We are so delighted that you are today for the club meeting at the Rotary Club of Tyler. And at this time, we would like to recognize any visiting Rotarians. So if you are a Rotarian from another club, would you please stand and introduce yourself and let us know from which club you hail, okay? Any visiting Rotarians? Looks like not today. They're not interlopers, they're fellow Rotarians, but, all right, here we go. Do we have guests at this back table back here to my right? Middle table in the back? Table to my left in the back? Looks like everybody. Everybody's normal here. How about here at the middle table up front? Do we have a guest? Someone stand and introduce our guest, please.
Swallow, BJ, swallow.
Caught her with the food in her mouth. Sorry about that.
Would you stand, Kathy? Yes, we are very pleased to have with us today Kathy Velasquez from Breckenridge Village. And I reminded her that many years ago, this Rotary, with Holly's direction, did the benches with the hand-painted ceramic tiles out at Breckenridge Village. So we are very happy to have you with us today, Kathy, and be reminded to bless and assist with Breckenridge Village when and where we can. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Any other guests? Look like that is us. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much, David. Appreciate your work on that. Our greeters for today, Judy Venable and Chris Kirk. Thank you for getting our meeting started off in such a fine fashion. I do. Paul Gleiser is out of town, so we'll go right into the Rotary business.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's your birthday.
Oh, it is.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Allison. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. Very kind of all. Thank you so much. We didn't have the list of birthdays and anniversaries today, but one I am going to mention. I think I have the number right, although my abacus doesn't go that high. I think today is Bill Clyde's 59th year with this Rotary Club. Now, we need on Rotary Business Art, we need your May volunteer hours. Please email them to Holly. Be sure to remember to bring your grocery bags for recycling for the East Texas Food Bank Mobile Pantry, and Dennis could tell you all about that. Good to see you here today. The Good News Basket and other Rotarian donations raised enough money to purchase 6 rolling wagons for the mobile food pantry. When the first 2 were delivered, they were told they had 3 broken parts. Amazing. 5 o'clock somewhere will again be at Bobby's, and it will be on June the 13th. So keep that in mind. The program for next week will be Mr. Carol Greenwald. He's with the Longview Rotary, and he'll be giving us a program on Texarkana. Let's see. I was reading not too long ago. I can't remember if it was by Mark Twain or not. I can't remember the author of who wrote this quote. But before I say that, I had seen that in 1910, that's when we had the first Rotary International Convention. And at that point in time, there were only 16 clubs in 1910. And you can see where it's grown from that point to where we're getting ready to have one in Australia. We have 1.4 million members worldwide with hundreds of clubs. So there's been a tremendous advance. But I can't remember. I was trying to search my mind who the quote was from. But anyway, it went something to the effect that there is all the difference in the world between using an almost right word over against using the right word. And as a way of trying to distinguish that difference, they were saying, there's all the difference in the world between a lightning bug and lightning. They're just 2 completely different concepts. And that's the way it often happens when you use the almost right word versus using the correct word. And I got to thinking about people that I know who are adept at always being able to pull out the right word in every single occasion to which they address. Some people I know have such nuance and sophistication, such shadowing of intention and meaning, finesse like I hardly ever see. When she needs to tell you something that you don't want to hear, she does it with such panache that she leaves you seated on the edge of your chair, begging for more. And of course, I'm talking about our President-elect, Trudy Williams.
Thank you, Allison. You know, there's only going to be so many more times that he gets to do that. I have no idea what else you're going to get to hear. It's just going to be, I don't know. Who knows where he's going to go with it? Well, welcome to Rotary. I'm so glad that you all are here. We're so happy to have our two guests here with us today, Rushil, Sajjan, and Moussa Did I say that correctly? I want to make sure I get the names right. And I want to remind you all that if you're new to this club or you weren't here last year whenever we did, we talked about our RILA wrap up, and then we also talked about our Young Citizens Award. Rushil was part of both of those. And if I remember that, Rushil came and we got to meet you for the first time right after RILA. And we got to learn so many things about you and all of the things that you were involved in. And at that time, I think that was whenever you had said, hey, I want to do an Interact, or I want to get involved in the Interact Club. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So, and I really want to point out to you all that school is, I feel like high school was just like, yesterday for me. And so, but school is so different now. And I know when I was in high school and I was thinking about what I was going to be doing with the rest of my life, I was worried about class rank. I was worried about test scores. I was thinking about grades. I was thinking about dotting all of my I's, crossing my T's, and checking all of those boxes so that I would be able to get scholarships and be able to get to the next level. And I probably would not have been nominated for anything to do with this service award. I'm certain of it. I did not have service for others at the forefront of my brain. I just didn't. And so when we are thinking, we're looking at kids that are, and you're not kids, I'm sorry, didn't even use that word. We're looking at young adults who are thinking about all of those same things and what they're going to be doing for their careers and for the next step of their lives, and they're still managing to work service to others into that. That's extraordinary. I hope you really understand that, because it just is something that not a lot of people think about. So we met Rushil, but Rushil Sajjan is the outgoing president of the Tyler Legacy Interact Club. Rushil is a graduate from Tyler Legacy High School, and you were a valedictorian? Salutatorian. And he's now an incoming freshman at the prestigious Texas A&M University. Woo! All right. Okay. Where he will be studying biochemistry this fall. Through the Interact Club, though the Interact Club has been his closest endeavor with Rotary, he was also selected to participate in the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, or RILA, and is a member of the Rotary Young Citizens Club. He plans to continue his journey with Rotary by joining Texas A&M's Rotaract Club, and hopes to one day be an integral part of the Rotary Club in the city that he ends up in. That's yet to be determined at this point. Moussa is the incoming president of the Tyler Legacy Interact Club. Moussa is a Lebanese American who recently moved to the country just over a year ago from Dubai. Although the change was big, he adapted to his community very quickly and realized how helpful and friendly the city of Tyler was and how great the state of Texas was. He's greatly enjoyed the community service projects he's been a part of as a member of the Interact Club at the Tyler Legacy High School, and this motivated him to become president during his senior year so that he could give back to the community that accepted him when he first arrived. Isn't that awesome? Everybody welcome Rushil.
so much.
You're welcome.
All right, one quick thing, please do not call us adults. I don't think I'm ready for that realization yet. Okay, so I know a few of you are looking up here like, who are these two kids? Well, me and Moussa are here on behalf of the Tyler Legacy Interact Club. So if you don't know what Interact is, it is basically the high school version of Rotary. So students such as myself and Moussa and many others who are interested in service and the values of Rotary join the Interact Club during their time in high school and get to go out and do service projects, work with Rotary, and if anything, become mini Rotarians before we eventually reach adulthood and then join Rotary clubs of our own. And one thing that I always have to say is that an investment in the Interact Club is an investment in the future of Rotary. So before I get started with telling you all about what the Interact Club has done this year, just please give a round of applause to yourselves because you guys have been an excellent and amazing help to us. Even if you didn't know who we are, or even if you didn't work with us directly, just know that the Rotary Club was behind us is simply amazing. And thank you so much for that. With the Interact Club before. The Interact Club was actually operational before COVID, but whenever the pandemic struck, it actually closed down at Tyler Legacy High School. So as you heard before, I was selected for the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. And on my way back from there, I had the great honor and pleasure to meet Colby on my way back. And he told me all about what the Interact Club is. And I asked him a lot about Rotary. And from that point, I was sold, and I knew that I wanted to make an Interact Club at Tyler Legacy High School. So after a lot of effort on behalf of my friends, myself, and our sponsor at the school, the Interact Club eventually got started during my senior year, or the 2022-2023 school year. So now, as was said before, high schoolers are focused on a lot of different things. So I didn't actually have too many expectations for the club whenever we first started. I mean, it was a new club. We already had a lot of service organizations on campus and things like that. But I'm shocked and very pleased to say that by the end of the year, the Tyler Legacy Interact Club had nearly 100 students actively coming to meetings and going to service projects. So yeah, we had a lot of people, and we weren't just sitting around all the time. Don't worry, we completed over 15 service projects throughout the school year, which is a lot for a high school organization, and became one of the, if not, I think within the top 5 biggest organizations on campus after only 1 year of being in operation, which is excellent. And if you actually walk into Tyler Legacy High School through the front doors, and you see our awards cabinet to the left and right, you'll actually see the official certificate of the Interact Club sitting there. So if you ever want to go sightseeing to Tyler, I guess that's one thing that you can go check out. So just so you know that more about our service opportunities, I'll share a few highlights. So I know that we were talking about the East Texas Food Bank from before, so we did go and volunteer there a lot. Now, we don't have really the resources to go and donate, so the main thing that us high schoolers provide is physical labor, and we put a lot of that in. I think we packaged nearly 1,000 meals at the East Texas Food Bank during our times going over there. So that was definitely great. You may have seen a lot of us at Rotary sponsored events that Rotary was at, like the Christmas Parade, the Rose City Air Fest, and the Spaghetti Supper. So you may have seen us at those. Those were also excellent. I think those are personally my favorite volunteer opportunities, going and working with Rotary and going to these events within the city. I think our favorite service project was the restoration of Garrett Cemetery. If you don't know what Garrett Cemetery is, Kendrick Cemetery is on Grande, but behind that is actually the second cemetery that back centuries ago was where they used to bury slaves back in the 18th century, 19th century, and it fell into disrepair after years of not being taken care for. So Interact Club members would go out every month, and we'd go and chop down all the trees that had grown there, clear out brush, and make the cemetery great again. And if you saw pictures from before and after, the cemetery went from being a forest to a proper cemetery. So I'm extremely happy that we got that accomplished. And we're actually, even over the summer, Interact Club members that have graduated are still going there and still cleaning up because we're that passionate about it.
Good work.
In fact, we had one member who showed up to every single cleanup and chopped down over 60 trees, earning him the title of honorary lumberjack. So he's not here, he's not here today, but Andy Tate was definitely instrumental in that entire process. Now, from an officer standpoint, I am the president of the Interact Club, and then I was supported by an excellent staff. We had a vice president, Lydia Schweizer, who could greatly help me with all of the meetings, which we had once a month on the last Monday of every month. We had a treasurer, Elliot Lee, who did a great job collecting dues for the club and was responsible for making our Interact Club shirt. Now, we don't have it here with us because we felt it wasn't part of the dress code, but it is quite nice. But he did a really great job with that. We also had our secretary, Varun Verma. He was great in keeping attendance, making sure that members were on track. And we also had our social media manager, Nate Jennings. And special shout out to Nate because we have our Instagram page, which if you want to follow, it's the South Tyler _Interact Club. And not to brag or anything, but we do have more followers than the Rotary Club. But yeah, he did a great job for sure. He did a great job. And we also had our community service manager, Olivia Terberg, and she was responsible for getting a lot of our service opportunities and events and getting those to club members, like the Azalea Run, the Fresh 15, and a few others where she was responsible for getting those for us, and she was responsible for getting Interact Club members volunteering and out in the community. So I'd like to thank all of them. And then now, even though we are technically sponsored by the South Tyler Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Tyler has also been a great help. Miss Birch isn't here, but Miss Birch has worked very closely with me. Colby has been a great help throughout the entire year. But I would like to thank all of you for all of the support, and just know that just your presence and just knowing that you're there has helped the Interact Club blossom into an organization and has helped us move on as high schoolers to help serve our community and help prepare us for Rotary. So I'd like to thank you all so much for that. So now I'm about to pass the mic off to Moussa here. Now Moussa is the incoming president of Tyler Legacy Interact Club. After our election, Moussa was elected. And I have to say, I don't think there's a better person to become the new president of the Interact Club. Out of all of the non-seniors that we had in the club, Moussa was by far the most committed, the most responsible, and the most passionate for service out of everybody in the club. So I'm very glad and very happy to introduce the incoming president of the Tyler Legacy Interact Club, Moussa Eljor.
Thank you very much. You know, when Rushil told me that we'd be meeting with the Rotary Club of Tyler today, June 1st, I expected to be in a small room with a couple of people, just speak for 10, 15 minutes. I didn't expect the whole buffet, the whole crowd of, a whole room full of people. But again, thank you so much for inviting us today. Now, as I might have talked to a couple of y'all, I came from Dubai over a year ago, and moving to this whole new environment, whole new community was, to say that, to be honest, was very scary. It was just very different, and I kind of just wanted to, the way I used to live, stay at home. And I told my mom, I don't want to, this is too different. I don't know if I can, conform with society here. And she told me something I think I can never forget. She said, you can never find out what happens if you don't try. And I said, you know what, Mom, you're my mother. I want to make you happy. I love you very much. I'll give it a try. So I ended up attending Tyler Legacy High School. And the minute I stepped into the school, I was welcomed. From the minute I stepped into the minute I left, I was accepted. Anytime I needed help, there's someone always there to help me out, to guide me. And, I found a great group of people, great friends, including Rushil. Rushil is an amazing guy. I think if I had met him, I think my life would be very different. So thank you very much, Rushil. So I gave that a try. That didn't work out for me. And this academic year, or the past academic year, when I met Rushil, he told me you should join this club called Interact Club. And I was like, okay, cool. And he said, you get service hours. I was like, okay, service hours is very good for a college application. Let me get that in. And honestly, I had no clue what Interact Club was, and that it had any association with Rotary Club. I didn't even know what Rotary Club was. Just moving here. I wasn't very familiar with that. So, after, going to many of the service events, eventually, talking to Rotary Club members, I finally realized, wow, this is huge. I thought, when I started learning about Rotary Club, it was, national kind of, club, but it's international. I was shocked. So when the officer elections opened up, and I thought about what my mom said, you don't know what will happen if you don't try. I said, I might as well run for president because this is something I truly care about. And actually, my grandfather was a Rotary Club member. I can't remember which chapter he was part of because he moved around so much. So I said, let me give this a try. What's the worst case? I don't get the presidency. And I won. So, so again, thank you. So again, this just proves the point. Always listen to your mom. She was right. But now that I won the presidency, and now that I think about it, I think we can do so much for next year. And there's one word that I think I can describe us for our plans next year. My plans as well as other officers: continuity. Rushil, started something so great, and I don't know how I can, do as good as Rushil because he did amazing this year with all his organization and service opportunities that came up with the Interact Club. But again, yes, we will strive continuity, and I think one of our main goals will be recruitment. That is our main goal because I believe the majority of our members were seniors. So unfortunately, we're going to be losing a lot of members next year. So our main goal is recruitment. And I plan on, one the shirts. Unfortunately, we got them for Interact Club. Unfortunately, we got them late because of the whole bank account you have to set up through the school. But now that that's situated, I believe we can get that towards the beginning of the year, and we can represent the Interact Club through all forms. And I think we have great officers that have been elected this year, and I think I can work with them very well next year. And again, thank you very much for inviting us today, and let's make the Interact Club great.
All right, and one more thing before we hand the mic off to whoever we're supposed to hand it off to. But I hope you guys support Moussa and the club for this following year. Now, I won't be in Tyler. I will be, coming back to visit my parents and stuff. I would love to still do things with Rotary and all of that. But please support Moussa. Colby, please support Moussa. But yeah, it would be awesome and mean a lot to me if you guys could get behind him and really make sure that the club that was started just a year ago gets even better in the following year and the year after that and the year after that. So thank you so much, and thank you for having us.
Do any of you have any questions? They'd be glad to take some. Bill, we'll start with you, number one.
Yeah, I have a question for Moussa. I'm just curious.
Yes, sir.
Not trying to dive into your personal
No, sir,
business
go
or your
ahead.
family history, but I'm just curious, what brought you from Dubai to Tyler, Texas, of all places?
I ask myself that question sometimes too. It was very sudden. But no, so just some family, conflicts. My parents got divorced, so I moved here with my mother. So, and I'm not uncomfortable with sharing that. I'm totally fine with that. But that's why I moved here. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
What other service projects, and believe me, I'm going to be reaching out for the Christmas parade. So, because Mary and I are kind of over that little piece. What other service projects are you wanting to get involved in, and then maybe we can get our community service group partnered with you?
I think I can answer this one.
Okay.
All of them.
Yeah, we like to get into as many as we can. The more we serve, the more we better our community. So if you can get us into as many, service projects as you can, that'd be great.
Where's David Jim? There you are. Okay. Have you already had a conversation?
Plus, we have actually two of our officers are twins, and their father is a manager at Brookshire's, and their uncle is, I don't remember the exact position, but is somewhere high up in the Brookshire's corporate. And, Brookshires does a lot of service opportunities. So, we could potentially, work with, Brookshires and, the Interact Club and, work together just to, better the community. That's the goal at the end of the day.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a question for both of you. You mentioned the cemetery project cleanup, which was, that's really great that you would take the time to do that. And then you mentioned a couple of the parade. But what would you say from both of you has been a favorite that you didn't talk about that really stood out for you, that you really enjoyed doing, that's something you really connected with, a favorite project?
You can go first. I gotta think. There's a lot of good ones. So I talked about some of the highlights whenever I was, speaking, but I think for sure the Christmas parade was definitely my favorite. Now I may be a little bit biased, but the guys in Salvation Army gave me some free hot cocoa. No, but the Christmas parade was awesome. Seeing all the float, and we got like a close-up view because we were out in the. So yeah, all of us high schoolers, Interact Club members, we had the high vis like vests on. We had the little glow sticks. And we were basically guiding the parade. And the greatest thing was just getting up close to the floats because there were some awesome floats. I didn't expect it to be that awesome. But yeah, and I could even talk to the people out like up on the floats too. That was great. So yeah, the experience of the Christmas parade was definitely my favorite. We had a lot of people turn up for that from the Interact Club. It was great hanging out with them, and then meeting all the Rotary members, other members of the community. But yeah, the Christmas parade was definitely my favorite.
See, unfortunately, I couldn't go to the Christmas parade because I was out in the country. I was visiting my dad. But, I saw all the pictures and it looked very fun, Great job, Christmas parade. But from all the service projects, I probably would say the Garrett Cemetery cleanup, just because, I was most active in the Garrett Cemetery cleanup. And, just seeing, where it started to where it is now. When we started, there's bushes everywhere. You could see maybe 3-4 tombstones. Shrubs, overgrown trees, just being a part of that and seeing the change over time. I'd probably say that's my favorite service project. Not saying that the other ones aren't great. All service projects are great, but that would probably be my favorite one. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, out of ignorance maybe, but I'm kind of new to Tyler too, but are there any plans, is there another Interact Club at one of the other Tyler high schools? And is there any outreach plan for y'all to do anything?
So out of the Tyler high schools, we actually, there is no Interact Clubs at the other high schools. At least we haven't heard of them, which hopefully if there was one in South Tyler or someone would reach out to us. But yeah, there is, as far as our knowledge, because they may have just started or something like that. But there are no Interact Clubs at the other high schools. I do know at Tyler High School, I believe Kelly Washington was interested in starting one. He was also one of the Rilo winners last year, but I'm unsure if he went through with that. But there, as far as we know, there's no Interact Clubs in the surrounding area.
I think that would be a really good thing. I think more people, like Jim just said, that y'all are the legs. Accomplish more and meet more people and get more connections to make us cohesive.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the Interact Club at Tyler High School would definitely be great because they also have a very large student body. And knowing some of them personally, I know that they would love to get out there and serve with the Interact Club at Tyler Legacy High School as well as Rotary. Unfortunately, since I'm graduating, most of my Tyler High friends are also leaving. But so I couldn't reach out myself to get it started. But definitely, Moussa, if you know anybody from Tyler High, or if any of you know any students at Tyler High, definitely encourage them to start an Interact Club because working together with students from that school would be awesome for Moussa and for the future of the club.
Are there any other questions?
Oh, I was just curious how you learned of the cemetery project.
Well, there you go. So the cemetery cleanups, so Mr. Larry Wade, I believe he works at TJC. So he talked to one of our Interact Club members. And so now this member's name is Alex Green. He's also a member of the Social Studies Honor Society or Rho Kappa Honor Society. So he reached out to Alex and was wondering if he could get any help for the cemetery cleanups. So Alex then sent him over to me, and I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. We'd love to help out. And from that, the relationship just blossomed, and we've been going every month. And Mr. Wade is an amazing man. He always brings tools for us to help and clean up the cemetery. So yeah, he's the basically our contact for it. I believe he's a member of the African American Historical Society. I don't know if that's part of TAC or not. I know he works there, I believe. But yeah, Mr. Larry Wade was who got us who got us to the cemetery to clean it up.
And I would like to say that we would look forward to having the same program each year around this time. So maybe Moussa could come his outgoing year and give us a recap and introduce us to the new president next year.
Moussa, what do you think?
Good idea. I think it's a plan.
Are there any more questions? Colby?
Yes, sir. So what were y'all's beginning goals at the year? Did y'all meet those goals by then?
So our beginning goal was definitely recruitment, getting our name heard throughout the school, and then, obviously getting out, serving the community. So recruitment-wise, I think we did pretty good with that number, especially for high schoolers, especially for a new club. And we also had, rival organizations that were doing community service like Key Club and HOSA. So, and I'm actually a part of those two also. But the Interact Club was definitely, at the end of the year, definitely on top when it came to membership and overall activity. As for getting our name heard at the school, Olivia Terberg, our community service manager, was really great about going up on the announcements talking about the Interact Club. And we had a lot of members show up to meetings. And a lot of teachers actually asked me at the Interact Club too. So I believe that Interact Club is now an integral part of Tyler Legacy High School. And for the last one, serving the community, I think we did a great job going out to all the events. I'm proud of each and every one of the Tyler Legacy Interact Club members for getting out there and serving. And I think with Moussa's term as president in the next year, I think we'll be able to do that even more, because now we've kind of found our place in the Tyler community and have more support from Rotary Club than we've ever had before. So I think that we've met our goals pretty well. I think the only thing that we really had issues with the Tyler Legacy Interact Club was getting shirts, club shirts, because high schoolers love their club shirts, right? But basically we had to make a bank account, and then there was a order form and all kinds of stuff. And I'm not exactly a finance major or anything, so it was pretty difficult doing all of that with the accountant, but we did get that done. And then, as Moussa said before, it'll be a lot easier this year since all the legwork has already been done. So we'll be able to have club shirts out to Interact Club members pretty fast, even though none of them are here, but they know in their hearts that we will. So. All right, any other questions?
So proud of y'all.
Rushil and Moussa, we have certificates for each of you that we made a donation in your honor to the Literacy Council in our appreciation of your meeting for today. Thank you very much for being a part.
Thank you very much.
As these two guys were given the program, I was just thinking, at their age, I didn't have anywhere near the polish or the poise that they did. I found this quite remarkable. They did a fantastic job. Well, it is time now for our Ace of Diamonds. And what's in the kitty, JB3?
$1,479, and we've got 28 cards.
28 cards for $1,400. And we'll have one of the two students pick out the winning possibility ticket.
Choose one.
Just choose one.
Let's use lucky winner.
There you go.
Where's the 9670843?
842. All right. Come on. Try your luck. See if you can get the winning card. The Ace of Diamonds. Curtis is going to pick it out.
All right, Curtis.
Okay. Better luck next time. Well, it is my birthday, so I'm going to give you all a huge present, and we're going to get out early for today, and you'll be able to get back to doing the things you need to do. It was good to see all of you. Let us stand as we say the Rotary test of the things we think, speak, or do first.
Is it the truth?
Second.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third. We are adjourned.
Oh, I know. It's wonderful.
People here are so
Great, so I can give it to her. Okay.
It's Eljor, E-L, lowercase e.
Okay.
Moussa, M-O-U-S-A.
Okay.
At gmail.com.
Oh, that's easy.
Yes, ma'am.
And-
That's like my work
Okay.
email, so.
And if you, anytime you want to come to visit Rotary, if you can leave campus at lunch and come here on a Thursday, you are more than welcome. Just I'll email you so you have my contact information. And anytime you're in town from school and you're on a Thursday and you want to come to Rotary for lunch, come on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. It's going to be a good year.
One of the things I really appreciate was started